My fiancé, Huozhou, went to war 4 years ago. I waited till I'm an old maid. But what I got was him siding with Ye Zhaoqi every single time, jumping fire to prove my purity in public. My mother's dress torn apart. I fell in. He saved her, not me. A love that once shielded me faded away with each betrayal. When love turned to ash, I tore up our vows and married his crippled brother. We were done. For good. Huozhou came back from war after 4 years. I reached to help him off with his armor. But then a woman's hands reached out and took my place. Before I could react, Ye Zhaoqi just said casually,
I got this, sis. The armor's heavy. Your soft hands can't lift it. Army life toughened me up.
Huozhou patted Ye Zhaoqi's shoulder, grateful.
4 years fighting side by side. You're my brother for life. In 10 days, Amang and I will wed. You sit at the main table.
Ye Zhaoqi laughed and punched his chest.
You want me to drink for you, huh? Last time you got drunk, I had to hold your junk when you peed. If that happens on your wedding night, I'm not cleaning you up again.
I couldn't take it. I smashed the teacup. The moment the shards flew everywhere. Huozhou pulled Ye Zhaoqi behind him, but he didn't see the shard that cut my palm. I pressed it with my cloth quietly. My heart ached. Years ago, when I fell off the cliff, Huozhou saved me, then got 3 ribs broken by bandits. Rumors spread. Doubting my virtue, he was set on marrying me. He took 50 lashes as punishment, touching our bloodstained vows. He crawled to my door to seal our engagement. Stop the rumors. Before we could wed, he was sent to war, gone for 4 years. From shamed girl to old maid. Even beggars mocked me on the street. But this is what I waited for. Light at the end of the tunnel. I looked at Huozhou, eyes trembling. But he glanced at Ye Zhaoqi's torn shoe and frowned in displeasure.
I was drunk. I just got confused. 4 years gone, and you got some attitude now.
I froze, my heart sinking fast. Behind me, Ye Zhaoqi whispered.
Sister-in-law seems jealous. Maybe sweet-talk her a bit?
Huozhou did just that. He took out a jade bracelet.
Will you take it now?
Before he left, this heirloom, 3 generations, as a keepsake. I cried and refused, told him to take it. When he came back safe, he put it on me himself. The bracelet's back. He's safe. My eyes stung and my heart softened. I reached out.
Let me help you wear it.
Ye Zhaoqi suddenly snatched it. She leaned in and whispered.
This bracelet, half an hour ago, was just taken off my wrist. I've worn it for 4 years. I'm bored of it.
My face went pale. You. Ye Zhaoqi stepped back, laughing.
Sister-in-law is so easy to fool. I'll tease her about having babies soon. When she gets all shy, gotta check on the banquet. I'll go first. Brother, sister-in-law, don't dawdle. Good things come later.
She just stepped out when Huozhou moved to follow. I stopped him, my voice bitter.
Ju, do you have feelings for her?
Huozhou's back stiffened.
What nonsense. I don't even see her as a woman. Let's go.
He left in a hurry. Didn't even notice I wasn't following. I stood there a long time, then slowly walked out. On the way, some servant carrying wine spilled half a pot on my dress. About to enter, one of Huozhou's men blocked my way.
Miss Zhang, today's the general's big day. Master Qi says ward off bad luck. Please step over this fire.
I looked up, stunned. Charcoal crackled in the basin, flickering with dim red flames. Inside, Huozhou was drinking with his men. His cup was empty. He grabbed Ye Zhaoqi's cup and downed it. I remember clearly. He's a germaphobe, never shares dishes with others. My head buzzed. I raised my voice.
I'm the general's fiancé. I'm not bad luck. I won't step over this.
All eyes turned to me. Ye Zhaoqi spoke up calmly.
We all know what happened. It's just for good luck. For our general's honor.
The men behind him agreed. I stood still, watching Huozhou.
Ju, say something.
After a pause, Huozhou raised his hand.
Just do it. For the brothers.
Fine.
I shut my eyes, fighting back tears. As I stepped, flames licked my skirt. It was soaked in wine. It caught fire. Pain shot through my leg. I fell and rolled. Huozhou jumped up, but Ye Zhaoqi held him back.
General, the palace awaits you. Your robes must stay clean.
The fire was put out fast. He knelt to check my wounds.
Ju, the wedding. The wed in 10 days.
I said, word by word. But Huozhou didn't hear. The carriage to the palace came early. Everyone rushed him forward.
Meng, what did you say? Get treated. I'll find you later.
I watched him hurry away. I muttered it again.
Cancel the wedding.
I slipped home and sat alone till midnight. Huozhou never showed up. I didn't treat my wounds, a burning sting. Kept me wide awake. Huozhou has changed. He just doesn't see it himself. A man so picky about clean. How could he take a cup from another woman? A man always alert, never drunk. So wasted he needed her help to pee. and just one word from Ye Zhaoqi. He remembered the bracelet. I'm not that naive girl anymore. 4 years of mockery taught me how to read people's hearts. But what hurts me is having to read Huozhou's heart now, the man I trusted more than myself. Knock knock. The door opened. One of Huozhou's men brought healing ointment.
The general got drunk. He said to treat your wound.
Got drunk by accident, huh? I asked, voice shaking.
Did he come home?
Lady Chi's with him all these years in battle. Lady Chi was by his side. Don't worry, ma'am. I'll take my leave.
In battle together. Our Lady Chi. I murmured as tears fell down my face. Like a zombie, I grabbed the ointment and poured it on my legs. The next second, my screams filled the yard. Father stumbled in. He saw flesh torn from my legs. Blood soaked the whole bed. It wasn't healing ointment. It was flesh-eating poison. Clean, disinfect, bandage. It was late night when we finished. I told him everything bit by bit.
This is outrageous. I'll kill that bastard.
Father's eyes burned red, veins bulging.
Father, please calm down. I've decided to marry someone else. Don't tell Huozhou about this.
Father took the marriage paper, eyes wide.
You want to marry that cripple from the Huo family.
I nodded firmly.
Yes. For mother's dying wish. Please, father.
Father sighed deeply and walked out. Next noon, Huozhou finally came to see me. Yi Zhaoqi stared at my wounds in shock, then slapped herself hard across the face.
General, last night I was so busy, I sent the wrong medicine. I'll take 20 lashes.
Huozhou paused before speaking.
It was chaotic yesterday. You didn't mean to. Meng won't blame you.
Yi Zhaoqi pulled out a hairpin. She spoke, embarrassed.
Sister-in-law, I only know war. I'm careless. I messed up yesterday. This hairpin's my apology.
My voice was cold.
No need. Keep it for yourself.
Ye Zhaoqi looked down at her armor. She laughed bitterly.
Who would I wear a hairpin for? From 10 feet away, you can smell the blood on my spear. I'm destined to die on the battlefield. For my country.
Huozhou frowned slightly. He lightly smacked her head and scolded.
Don't talk nonsense. I'm counting on you to teach my son the spear.
Behind his teasing look, there was real tenderness for her. I saw it clearly. Each heartbeat was a dull ache, but he didn't see my pain. He just told me to get the clothes and jewelry, to dress up Ye Zhaoqi. The door shut tight. Ye Zhaoqi smirked and took off her clothes. She pointed at a gruesome scar on her chest.
I got this, saving him. Shot through. He dressed it himself, crying like a child. He even kissed it when drunk. Sister-in-law, I know he's bled for you. But has he cried for you?
I bit my lip, silent. I let her rummage through my closet. She picked out a light green blouse.
Not this one. My mother made this. Let go.
I screamed and grabbed for it, but Ye Zhaoqi held on tight. Huozhou burst in, his eyes cold and hard.
Your mom can make another.
He reached out. A loud rip. The blouse tore apart. I stumbled back and hit the tea table. Scalding tea poured down my back. Before I could cry out, Ye Zhaoqi smiled bitterly.
See, even the heavens think I don't deserve it. How can I train with you in a dress? Brother, stop worrying about me. Your wife fell. Aren't you gonna help her?
Huozhou looked at me, curled up on the floor. He didn't get why I just bumped into something, but wouldn't get up. I used to know my place so well. This time, I was wrong. Zhaoqi saved his life. She can't be wronged.
Who says you don't deserve it?
I'll buy you the prettiest dresses. Suitors will line up at your door.
The door slammed shut. My heart shattered. Warm tears dripped down onto a torn blouse on the floor. My mother embroidered it before she died. For 3 years, I never wore it once. The man who vowed to marry me still doesn't know my mother passed away. All those solemn promises, the bloodshed to protect me, vowing only me. Now they've faded into a cold wind from a past life. 2 days later, a carriage took me to Mirror Lake. Huozhou sat on the boat. He held me gently in his arms, said sorry 1,000 times.
Meng, your mother passed away. Why didn't you tell me sooner? I bought a boat full of dresses for you, like any of them.
Those dresses with crooked stitches can't match my mother's love. I held back my grief and explained.
The war was intense. I didn't want you distracted.
Huozhou was touched and kissed my nose.
My Meng is always so thoughtful. It breaks my heart.
But my hands pushed him away on their own. Huozhou was caught off guard, looking awkward.
Meng, we're getting married in a few days. Why such a big reaction?
I've saved myself for you these 4 years. I just couldn't help myself.
The next moment, Ye Zhaoqi came in, covered her eyes.
Tisk, I don't want to watch you two lovebirds, but it's time for your medicine. The brothers are worried about you, General.
Huoju's face softened, gesturing for my help. Ye Zhaoqi waved her hand.
Sister-in-law is so delicate. She'd be heartbroken seeing your wounds. I'm used to taking care of you. Let me do it.
That's when I noticed what Ye Zhaoqi wore. A priceless floating light silk dress. The emperor told my father himself he'd give the silk to Huoju as a gift, to show respect for our marriage. To back up Ye Zhaoqi, Huoju gave her the royal gift.
Brother, I feel awful.
While applying medicine, she clawed her neck in rage.
I told you I hate this stupid dress. I can't even lift my arms. How can I protect you? There's danger. This morning, Cao Wu and the guys laughed at me. Said I was playing dress up.
Huoju laughed at her fidgeting, coaxing her.
Okay, you can change when we're back. Cao Wu gets the rod.
Ye Zhaoqi laughed happily.
That's more like it, wise general.
Watching how close they were, I said it was stuffy and went out for air. Soon, Ye Zhaoqi followed me out, pretending to be friendly. She stood beside me.
Sister-in-law, I can wear the silk. There's something else I want too. Guess what it is? Your life.
Before I knew it, she shoved me into the lake. Cries for help rang out. Huoju rushed over and saw. Ye Zhaoqi and I both fell in.
General, save me. Xiaoqi can't swim.
Huoju dove in and pulled up Ye Zhaoqi. He looked back and saw me struggling. He knew I could swim, so I'd be fine. He swam toward the boat with her. After settling her, I was gone from his sight. From dawn to dusk, upstream to downstream, Huoju searched all day and night. No trace of me, alive or dead. Both families were in a panic. Huoju blamed himself, couldn't eat. The next evening, I came back on my own. I said the current swept me away. Walked far to find my way home. Huoju held me tight, so happy. But then he blamed me.
Why were you looking at fish in the water? Xiaoqi fell in too. That fool's great in battle, but helpless in water, almost drowned.
I denied it, eyes red. Huoju's eyes turned cold.
You caused trouble, but you fell in too. Let's drop it. Don't be reckless again.
He carried me back to bed himself. Called a doctor to check on me. Treated my blistered feet. I said nothing. I knew explaining was useless. Next morning, Huoju brought Ye Zhaoqi to see me. Some ladies of the house followed. After some small talk, Huoju's mother asked casually,
Yunming, you were gone a whole day. How did you get back? Did you run into anyone?
I froze. Shadows from 4 years ago returned. I bit my lip hard.
Why won't you answer?
A cold look flashed in her eyes. She called a maid over.
The wedding's in a few days. This isn't the first time. Let's just check today.
I couldn't stop shaking. Scared it'd happen again. I dragged myself home alone, in pain. Too scared to call a ride. My wounds were rotting, but I held on till I got home. Why doubt me still? Huo Qing's face darkened as he tried to stop her. Ye Zhaoqi waved her hand and smiled.
The other day on the boat, I saw sister-in-law and brother were so close. Those two are deeply in love. Auntie, don't make a fuss over nothing.
Hearing the word close, Huoju's heart skipped a beat. That day I acted so strange. I even resisted his touch. Could it be he made up his mind?
Among, Mother just wants to clear your name.
Once it's proven, anyone who dares talk, I'll kill them.
Despair consumed me. Crying, I hurled the pillow at him.
Huoju, why don't you believe me anymore? I won't do it.
Among, of course I believe you. But people talk. I have to shut them up for you. After we marry, I'll make it up to you. Xiaoqi and the nanny stay. Everyone else, get out.
When the door opened again, the nanny rushed out, pale as a ghost.
This is bad. The young miss, she passed out.
Saying I was untouched made the Huos leave happy. I locked myself in my room. No matter how Huoju knocked, I wouldn't open. Apology gifts kept pouring in. I threw them all out. The nanny's cold, rough hands, tearing off my clothes. Ye Zhaoqi choking my neck hard. What's all this shame? Huoju's suspicious eyes on me. That's what truly stabbed my heart. 4 years ago, bandits tore my clothes. Huoju took off his bloody coat. Cover me. Rumors spread through the city. A blood-stained marriage vow turned mockery into envy. I thought our bond, from childhood sweethearts, could survive 4 years apart. But Ye Zhaoqi showed up, and he gave all his trust and love to this so-called brother. The fire ritual, he allowed it. Stealing my dress, he joined in. The royal gifts meant for me, he gave away. When I nearly drowned, he had to choose. He gave up on my life. So then, it's my turn to let go of this love. For 2 whole days, I stayed in my room, sorting through all the proof of our love story. At 10, Huoju was punished to kneel and fast. He wolfed down my homemade treats. then smiled and told me I'd used salt instead of sugar. But later, 第一次 dozen pastry shops were all his thank you gifts. At 12, the Guo girl showed off her earrings. At 13, I had a bad fever. He got rare herbs from a cliff. No one knew he broke his leg doing a leaf from that herb. I still keep it to this day. 3 full boxes of gifts. I burned them all down, crying. Burning away. Any chance I might turn back. On Grandma Huo's birthday, I finally went out. Huoju stood at the door. He'd waited for 2 hours. He grabbed me, eager to explain.
Meng, the virginity test wasn't because I doubted you. Just to stop people from talking.
I looked at him coldly.
And after the test, would people stop talking then?
My cold, distant tone made Huoju feel strange and uneasy in the army. No one ever dared talk to him like that. But seeing my pale face, he held back and softened his voice.
Then everyone will trust you. Everyone knows Meng always follows the rules.
I stepped back with a cold laugh.
So what you love is me following the rules. If I stop being obedient, will you just turn around and fall for someone else?
Anger sparked in Huoju. His tone turned icy.
Jiang Yunmeng, when did you become so petty? It's just a simple test. It won't kill you. Why drag other women into this?
At the Zhang Gate, a crowd quickly gathered to watch the drama. Yi Xiaoqi lifted her skirt and walked over. She grabbed my hand and whispered,
Sister, the general means well for you. Give him some face. In the army, that'd get you beaten. Would get a beating.
I shook off her hand.
Then give me 100 lashes too.
Before I finished, Yi Xiaoqi stumbled back from my push and fell hard. Huoju's brows furrowed deeply. His voice came through gritted teeth.
Jiang Yunmeng, why did you push her?
Yi Xiaoqi scrambled to her feet.
Oh, don't blame her. She's too delicate to push me over. I'm just not used to wearing a dress.
She glanced at her torn dress and laughed awkwardly.
Brother, don't I look silly? I wanted to look pretty for the old madam's birthday, but I just made a fool of myself.
A small blood stain slowly seeped through her skirt.
Jiang Yunmeng, Xiaoqi's leg is hurt. Give her your carriage. Since you had enough energy to argue, you must be feeling much better. Walk to the Huo Manor yourself.
He scooped up Ye Xiaoqi in his arms, into the carriage. He left without looking back. The wind lifted the curtain, revealing Ye Xiaoqi's stalled-up face. That smug smile struck my broken heart like a heavy blow. The blisters on my feet burst again. The burns on my legs stung like hell. I limped my way to the Huo house. The party had started. When I showed up late, everyone turned to stare at me, whispering and pointing. I pretended not to see, gave my gift. I wished old Madame Huo well. Long life to you. Then I found a seat. A woman suddenly came up and asked loudly,
Miss Yunmeng, I heard you asked to be examined. You asked for a chastity test, so devoted and faithful, but you were gone a whole day. Did you really walk back on your own? No man helped you at all?
I took a deep breath and said coldly,
No.
Just then, Huoju walked in with Ye Xiaoqi in a fresh dress. He heard this. His face darkened. He didn't expect these gossipy women were still harassing me. He was about to have them removed when the butler came in with a box.
General, a man came to the door. He wants to return this bracelet to the Huas. He says guiding Miss Zhang and giving her a ride was nothing. But this gift is too precious to keep.
I sank into the chair, face pale. That bracelet Ye Xiaoqi wore for 4 years. I hated it, tossed it in the closet that day. Yi Xiaoqi had gone through it. I looked up. Behind her fake, confused look was a hint of smug glee.
Tell me, why did you lie? Don't you know this? It's our family heirloom bracelet.
Jiu treasured you so much, yet you just gave it away?
The Huo elders crowded around, yelling at me one by one. I looked at Huoju, helpless.
I didn't do it.
He watched me from afar, more and more let down. His fists clenched, veins bulging. Slap! Mother Huo's eyes went red. She hit me hard across the face. Burning pain, it spread from my face to my heart. I trembled all over. One thought in my mind. Go home. Why keep holding on? No one will believe me anyway. I walked to the door, but Ye Xiaoqi blocked me.
Sister-in-law, this bracelet is precious. Well, now it's back. Don't give it away again. Let me help.
She pretended to help me, but she blocked everyone's view and dropped it on the floor. It shattered with a loud crack. Yi Xiaoqi dropped to her knees.
General, I couldn't catch it. Please punish me.
Mother Hugh cried out, her eyes full of pain. Huoju rushed forward. He grabbed my throat and yelled,
This was my mother's and grandma's for decades. When did you become so spoiled and selfish? Kneel and apologize to my mother and grandmother.
I turned my head away stubbornly.
Yi Xiaoqi broke the bracelet. She's the one who should apologize.
Huoju laughed coldly in rage. He threw me back into the chair.
Meng, I don't even know who you are anymore. Xiaoqi, don't put up with her cruelty for my sake. Make her kneel and take her punishment yourself.
Seeing Ye Zhaoqi hesitate, he raised his voice.
That's an order. Do it!
Ye Zhaoqi gritted her teeth. She grabbed my shoulder.
Forgive me, sister-in-law.
She was so strong. I fought back, refusing to kneel. All my pain and anger rushed up inside. I said no, and I mean no. Furious, I grabbed Ye Zhaoqi's hand and bit down hard. She winced and struck back. She flung me across the room. The loud crash echoed. I flew back and slammed into a pillar. Huoju panicked. He rushed over to check on me. Behind him, Ye Zhaoqi fell to her knees. Her voice cracked with tears.
General, I've killed so many enemies. It was just instinct. I didn't mean to hurt her. I'll take any punishment. Please, General, don't kick me out of the army.
Her hands trembled on the ground. Teeth marks on her hand were bleeding. Huoju's heart ached. Ye Zhaoqi got hurt a lot on the front lines. An arrow pierced her chest, saving him. Never cried, not even then. A small wound like this wouldn't break her. She was just hurt, just scared of being kicked out. Huojing's chest tightened. He pulled back the hand, reaching for me. He spoke through gritted teeth.
She touched you on my orders.
How dare you bite her?
She was holding back just now. On a battlefield, her combat instincts could kill you.
His words cut into my heart like knives. Blood rose in my throat. I forced myself to swallow it down, but I couldn't stop my tears. Back then, if I twisted my ankle, Huoju would go pale with worry. He'd carry me up the hill. If I cut my hand peeling fruit, he'd call every doctor in town. But now, he's like a blind, deaf man. He can't see me shaking. He didn't hear me hit the ground. In his eyes, there's only poor, wronged Ye Zhaoqi. Grandmother Huo sighed and asked,
Aju, one is your bride-to-be. The other is your loyal soldier. They both ruined my birthday banquet. You have to make a choice.
Huoju turned and helped Ye Zhaoran up. He took out his healing salve and dressed her wounds gently. Then he answered coldly.
Send them both to the Virtue Hall. Let them learn manners.
In an unseen corner, a faint smile crept onto Ye Zhaoqi's lips. The bandits laughed. He rushed in and found me with a hairpin, pressed to my throat, ready to die. The wind howled. I refused his bracelet and gave him a hand-sewn cloak. I begged him through tears.
Bring this back and come home safe. I'll wait for you. Always.
Scene shifts. I slammed hard into the pillar, blood on my lips. Fuju woke with a start. He grabbed a piece of cloth. Then he saw it. The cloak I gave him before the war. 4 years and he still keeps it close.
Uncle Kun came in.
He asked the steward about the Virtue Hall. The steward smiled and said,
Don't worry, General. That place is for noble ladies. The worst they do is slap hands. Miss Zhang will be fine.
Huoju calmed down, but still, he added,
Xiaoqi's tough. A few hits won't hurt, but Meng is fragile. Just make her copy the rules. That'll teach her a lesson.
The steward left. But Huoju couldn't sleep. All he saw was my face, so calm. No anger, no fear. Those eyes had lost all life. Meanwhile, in the hall's dark room, screams echoed. A long silver needle, in the dim candlelight, stabbed right under my fingernail. Pain beyond words shot through my whole body. Cold sweat broke out, all over my face. After one nail, the needle rose again, moving to the next finger. In and out, over and over.
Will you write it? Still stubborn? That's fine. You know, besides fighting wars, I'm great at breaking prisoners.
Ye Zhaoqi stood before rows of torture tools, eyes cold with killing intent. She'd seen the toughest prisoners in the army. She had her ways to break this bitch. 15 minutes later, my legs were tied. I hung upside down in the air. Below me was a basin of burning hot coals. The flames scorched my face. Tears slipped down now and then, sizzling as they hit the fire. Ye Zhaoqi just kept laughing coldly. But my face. Then coals switched to ice. The rope dropped and my face was plunged in, until I nearly drowned. Then pulled up and dropped again. Late at night, Ye Zhaoqi grew tired. Panting, she stopped and asked me,
What can only be mine? You, at a weak little thing. How could you deserve him? This annulment letter, will you write it or not?
My throat was dry and hoarse. I shook my head hard.
Kill me if you dare.
Ye Zhaoqi's rage ignited. She searched madly for more tools. We both came to learn rules. She couldn't kill me here, couldn't let me leave as a corpse. But ways to torture me, without leaving a mark, there were plenty. Soon my toes were clamped into a metal device. She turned the handle. All 10 toes were crushed, completely deformed. Under that pressure, silver needles were driven under my nails. The pain was 10 times worse. I blacked out completely. A bucket of ice water hit me. I slowly woke. Through blurred eyes, I suddenly saw something familiar. My mother's spirit tablet. Yi Zhaoqi held it high, about to drop it into the burning coals.
Stop. I choked out. I'll write it.
The letter was done. I thought she'd let me go. But no. Yi Zhaoqi just sneered. She tied me up again. It's time. She dumped snakes from a basket.
When not at war, he told me about you. He said, you hate snakes. Once while hiking, you got scared and jumped into his arms. He carried you all the way up. This spoiled habit of yours, let me fix it for you.
She grabbed the snakes barehanded and stuffed them under my clothes. Cold, slimy bodies crawling on me. Disgusting. Terrifying. I screamed in fear, but when I opened my mouth, Yi Zhaoqi shoved a snake in it, forced me to swallow. The more scared I looked, the more she laughed. I didn't dare scream, just whimpered, trembling, clawing bloody marks into the ground. This torture went on for 2 days. Meanwhile, Huoju was busy with the wedding. Keeping busy so he'd think of me less. The whole family's strict. The elders never liked me. They sent me away to learn, so I'd learn proper manners and get along with them better. But somehow, even swamped with work, it felt like something was missing. Empty inside. These days, awake or working, or asleep at night, that was all he thought of. This silly girl was always frail, hates cold, hates pain, yet stubborn. They won't hurt her there. But still, I worry. She won't eat or sleep well there. He let out a long sigh. Before I left for war, she was so sweet and gentle. Why, after 4 years, I've changed that much? It's because I was gone. She missed me so much she forgot herself. His heart softened. He'd go get her right now. First, he got her favorite pastries, then some new jewelry too. In the virtue hall, a maid led him to a dark room. He frowned with doubt and anger.
Why lock the 2 ladies in here? It's damp in here, and there's bugs. What if my Amang gets scared?
The maid bowed her head.
It's quiet here. Good for them. To reflect and change their ways.
Huoju nodded and knocked gently.
Amang, I'm here to take you home.
We marry tomorrow, but I miss you.
Footsteps came from inside. After a while, my soft voice came through.
Aju, we're getting married tomorrow. By tradition, we shouldn't meet today. I'll go back myself.
No way. I miss you so much. I got you gifts myself.
After a moment, Ye Zhaoqi came out and handed him a cloth.
General, your bride learned the rules here. She vowed to be good, no seeing her groom before wedding. If you insist, blindfold and take her back.
Huoju did as told. Then he heard me come out. He reached for me, but my fingers felt ice cold. No matter what he said in the carriage, I just replied, okay, thanks for that.
The general's bride is shy. Marrying you tomorrow, she couldn't help it.
On the way back, Yi Zhaoqi kept comforting to calm his restless heart. His brother's place, always dead quiet, had 2 red lanterns. The carriage rushed. No time to ask, he hurried out. At the Jiang family gate, he saw 2 bridal sedans. Is the Jiang family's other daughter getting married too? Why didn't anyone mention it? Huoju wondered. He saw 2 brides walking out of the gate together. Same red dress, same red veil. One bride quickly got into the sedan. The other stood still for a long time, seemed to sigh, and wiped tears from her eyes, then slowly entered the sedan. Huoju had no time to think. He picked up his longed-for me and left happily. 2 sedans went opposite ways. I gripped the red silk tight.
Huoju, from now on, we're done. You and me.
After the banquet, Huoju walked unsteadily. He held back on the wine, just wanted to sober up and get back to me. The door opened. He strode toward the bride on the bed. He couldn't help lifting her veil. The maid cut him off.
Sir, the young miss prepared sobering tea for you.
Huoju froze, wanting to say he wasn't drunk, but he drank the tea in one gulp.
Ah, Meng, I feel like I'm dreaming.
These 4 years, I missed you every moment.
Without you, I had no will to come back alive from war.
The seated bride, her body trembled ever so slightly.
You miss me too, right?
He reached out, his eyes soft as water. When he woke, the sun was high. He shot up. No one beside him. Yi Zhaoqi pushed the door open. She asked shyly.
You're awake.
Huoju sprang up.
What did you call me? Where's your sister?
Husband, you wore Xiaoqi out last night. Forgot it all now?
Yi Zhaoqi looked down, shy yet hurt. Where she was looking, a bright red stain caught his eye. Huoju kicked. The basin flew from her hands. He grabbed her throat hard.
Bring her to me. I don't like this damn joke.
Yi Zhaoqi nearly passed out from choking, pointed at the letter. Huo Ju read it in disbelief. His head was buzzing. The letter said, "These 4 years I couldn't bear the loneliness. I fell for Huo Yi. Yi Zhaoqi is the right wife for him. Please let me go and live well with her."
How could she fall for my crippled brother? How could she bear to push me to someone I don't even love?
Huo Ju stumbled back. His fingers on the letter turned white and shook from dripping. His back hit the sword rack. He yanked out a sword, kicked pale Zhaoqi away, then stormed out. He rushed into Huo Yi's hall. The red lanterns with the wedding signs sung. He grabbed his sword and slashed wildly. The door opened. I wore a bride's hairdo, pushing Huo Yi out slowly. My eyes showed nothing.
Among.
He rushed forward, then froze. The maid's hand held a white silk cloth. Red bloomed like plum on snow.
You two consummated?
Huo Ju's sword hand. Veins bulged. Murder filled his eyes.
Yes. Now you should call me sister-in-law.
I spoke coldly, without any emotion. A breeze came. Huo Yi coughed softly in his chair. I reached out and fixed his cloak, gentle and caring. Huo Ju swayed. Sister-in-law. The word shattered his heart.
The Emperor summons us. Brother, if you need, wait till we're back.
Huo Yi spoke gently, calm as jade. The wheels turned. I passed right by him. I didn't look at him, as if he were just empty air. Once they left the yard, Huo Ju snapped back and tried to follow. His legs gave out. Ye Zhaoqi clung to him desperately.
Husband, I'm the one you bedded. I'm the general's wife. Jiang Yunming is your sister-in-law. Get a grip.
Huo Ju pried her fingers off. Icy words squeezed through his teeth.
Who are you to lecture me? Among can only be my woman. Get back to the barracks.
By the time Ye Zhaoqi held me back, I kept Huo Ju from reaching the emperor first. As he watched me enter the hall, Huo Ju screamed my name, but I never looked back. Panic washed over him. Huo Ju suddenly felt he was really losing me. But why? I loved him so deeply. How could I be with his brother? You won't believe it. He needs answers. Outside the hall, sword in hand, he shouted my name. But guards surrounded him. Only then did Huo Ju realize his mistake. This was treason. His whole clan could die, and he dropped his sword, but was still thrown in prison. A day later, the emperor summoned him. Learning he didn't choose to marry Yi Zhaoqi, and the sword was a mistake. The emperor sighed and said,
Bandits in Jiangnan killed the magistrate. Huo Yi volunteered. I let him take his family there yesterday. You two seemed so close. I thought you...
Anger flashed in Huo Ju's eyes.
I only saw her as a brother in arms. I never had feelings for her. Among can't love my brother. There must be a mistake. Let me go to Jiangnan to find out.
He knelt and begged. The emperor agreed. He was overjoyed. Outside, Yi Zhaoqi dug her nails into her palms, grinding her teeth. Even though I forced her to write a breakup letter and faked the wedding night cloth, she still won't face reality. Why? 4 years of battles. She was by Huo Ju's side. He was so close to her. How is there nothing more? The whole city knows she's the general's wife. We visit home tomorrow. How can he now chase his sister-in-law? Burning with rage and bitterness, Ye Zhaoqi followed him for answers. After leaving the palace, Huo Ju called his guard, Li Hu. He whispered to him, a cold glint in his eyes. The guard froze up.
Then he nodded. I'll do whatever it takes.
Huo Ju didn't rush home. Before Jiangnan, he had one last thing to do. He'd ask Father Jiang about the bride swap. But the Jiang house was shut tight. We banged and kicked. No one answered. Furious, Huo Ju climbed over the back wall. My courtyard was empty. Wind blew through. The swing swayed, creaking softly. He gave me this swing on my 12th birthday. He pushed it so high. I shut my eyes tight, screaming each time, Ju, let me down. Huo Ju recalled it. Different, a smile crept onto his lips. But inside the room, his heart sank. All his old gifts, things I treasured so much, were all gone. Outside, 2 maids whispered to each other.
Things she held so dear. Miss just burned them. What did General Huo do to her? To hurt her this badly?
That purity test broke her heart. Miss once said, no matter who doubts her, if the general trusts her, then it's all worth it.
4 years of cold stares and mockery drove Madame to illness and early death. Miss held on through it all, and this is what she got.
Huo Ju had no idea how he even got home. The truth of her mother's death, or that for 4 years. Every letter said I was doing fine, when I was suffering so much. the one I trusted most, made me walk through fire to prove myself, tore the dress my mother made, sent servants to buy cheap clothes, to brush me off. That even when we both fell in the water, he saved Ye Xiaoqi first. He always thought I was gracious and proper. But really, I just saved up all my disappointment, used up all my hope, and left for good. In his room, Huoju was frantic. He threw some clothes together, ready to leave right now. Ye Xiaoqi came in with food, back in armor, limping into the room.
General, are you going to bring her back? I won't stop you, Xiaoqi. But you haven't eaten all day. It's snowing hard. Eat something. You taught me to be prepared.
Huoju glanced at Ye Xiaoqi. He remembered kicking her hard in the leg that day. Guilt washed over him. He took the food and wolfed it down. But then his body started feeling strange. A burning heat surged from below, like ants gnawing at my bones. Ye Xiaoqi's form split into 2, then 3, circling him.
What did you give me?
Huo felt dizzy. He gripped his sword tight. Ye Xiaoqi's voice was seductive as never before.
Leave your cure. The drug to make you want me.
Huo used all his strength and shoved her away hard.
Go take your 20 lashes yourself, or else.
Ye Xiaoqi shed her armor, bared her scarred shoulder, and fell onto him.
Kiss where you kissed before. Kiss it again. Show me it wasn't just me wanting you for 4 years. That you love me too.
Huo didn't hesitate. He slashed open that scar. What a joke. When did he ever kiss her wound? Never. Ye Xiaoqi fell in agony, curled up, screaming.
Where are you going? 10 times the dose of love drug. Without me, you'll die.
Huo laughed bitterly. I'd rather die than betray Ameng. Snow fell softly outside. Blood splattered the ground. Huo swung his sword all night long. When he couldn't bear it, he stabbed himself. At dawn, he collapsed into the snow at last. 99 wounds, gruesome and raw. Days of fever, breath fading. Even the palace doctor was helpless. He was out for a whole month, then finally woke up. He reached for the bedside by instinct, but the thing always with him. The cloak was gone. Ye Xiaoqi knelt there, frozen, said the cloak was bloodied, so she burned it. Huo tumbled off the bed and slapped her hard.
Ye Xiaoqi, how dare you? 20 lashes struck down hard.
What else can you do to me but lash me?
Ye Xiaoqi screamed.
I'm your wife now. Not your soldier.
Hearing wife, Huo sneered coldly.
My wife is Ameng. As for you, finish your 20 lashes first. You're still my brother.
Amid the thuds, his guard Li Hu burst in. Huoju heard him out. His heart sank. He'd sent Li Hu to kill Huo Yi, but Huo Yi wasn't crippled. He could walk, and he had a master guarding him. Li Hu got hurt bad. He never knew Huo Yi hid so long, plotting all this time. The bride swap. He must have tricked me into signing that annulment. For this trip south, he had to go himself. He asked carefully.
Was Ameng forced? Treated badly? Did she cry?
Li Hu looked stunned.
She seemed pretty happy. Eating, playing around, didn't look forced.
He thought harder, then said,
But her fingers, all wrapped in bandages. Huo Yi fed her himself. Her walk seemed off too.
Huoju's heart clenched, not forced, seemed happy. Bandaged fingers had to be fed. Wait, something's wrong. The night before the wedding. Her fingers were ice cold. He pressed another, her fingers even a bit sticky. That day, it even smelled. A faint hint of blood on her. He thought war made him see things. So he ignored it. Then her silence that night, blindfolding him so strange. A wave of dread washed over him.
Beihu, come with me to the hall. Right now.
Fusheng Inn, Jiangnan. I sighed. I kicked aside the broken shards on the floor. That attack was a close call. Good thing I hired guards ahead of time. Huo Yi helped me sit. He changed the bandage on my nail. He said softly,
A few more days and you'll heal. We'll keep it dry for now. Let me be your hands.
I looked at his face, like Huoju's, but gentler. I thought of how he cared for me. Mixed feelings stirred.
Miss him?
Huo Yi asked gently. I smiled and shook my head. I just feel guilty. Using such a kind man to dodge my wedding. He even cut his own finger to fake the wedding night cloth for Huoju. For years back, my mother was beaten by noble ladies in the street. Called me a loose woman, unfit for the general. Mother coughed up blood. Huo Yi brought her home, so I could hear her final words. She said,
Huo Yi is crippled but kind. Better for you than Huo Ju. A mother only wished I'd choose wisely.
So, when I was lost and helpless, I chose Huo Yi, but I didn't know he'd take me away. He asked to hunt bandits here. He's cared for me all the way, yet never crossed the line. These days, I barely think of Huo Ju. Leaving home set me free somehow. No one knows me here. No one points at me, calling me shameless. I've seen beautiful places I'd never seen. Tried all the local food. My heart feels light.
I don't miss him. I just thank you for all you've done for me.
I'm truly grateful to him. Huo Yi nodded and pulled some papers from his bag.
I know, you took the scorn from my brother. But he failed you, so you had to use me as your way out. I won't force you to be my wife. This is a new identity for you.
I stared at the papers. A woman's household papers. And a house deed.
From now on, you're Jiang Chunyang, owner of Guiyu Studio. Your shop's on the busiest street. After tonight, go to Jiangnan. We never knew each other. Your life is yours to control now. Live the way you want.
I took the papers, hands trembling.
When did you prepare all this? I don't know how to thank you.
My voice choked up, tears streaming down. Huo Yi smiled softly, wiping my tears.
I started planning the day I got the betrothal. You're lucky to have a father who understands and supports you.
He left the room, heart heavy with sorrow. As a bastard, his father brought him home at 10. Lady Huo feared he'd threaten Huo Ju. She had his legs broken in secret. His father let it happen. For years, he only saw Huo Ju, faked being crippled to hide. A nobody clerk at the ministry. He thought his dark life would stay that way. Then that betrothal letter came to him. No one knew what storm it stirred in his calm heart. Jiang Yunming, she was more than Huo Ju's beloved. Huo Yi closed the door. He looked up at the moonlit sky.
Yunming, don't thank me. I should thank you. You pulled me out of my despair. Let me look up and see the moon. How bright and beautiful she shines.
Guiyu Bakery, on Linyu Street's busiest spot. Business was booming. The lady boss was stunning. The pastries there, you could smell them miles away. Back then, Huo Yi gave me over 10 pastry shops. That taught me a lot about business. Now I stumble into this trade. And the shop's doing great. Every morning, customers line up outside my door. Pastries sell out by evening. Then I close up and garden out back, playing with cats and dogs, carefree. But these good days, one morning, got ruined by some fat, greasy man. When I handed him the pastries, he grabbed my hand and tried to touch my face. I got so mad, I dumped a whole bowl of flour on him. He stormed off, but came back, with 7 or 8 thugs behind him.
Smash it all. You mess with me, I'll make you pay.
Watching my hard work destroyed, I wanted to kill him. He didn't even flinch. When the crowd grew bigger, he climbed on a stool and shouted,
Come see for yourselves. This owner ain't called Chunyang. She's from the capital. She traded her virtue to survive with bandits. Her fiancé found out and dumped her, so she fled here. Don't let that innocent face fool you. She's a slut, all dolled up, smiling at every man who walks by. She tried seducing me for my money. When I refused, she turned on me. Folks, you be the judge. A loose woman like her can't be allowed to ruin our street's name.
The crowd didn't care for the truth, pointing fingers and spitting insults, just like 4 years ago. My heart ached so badly, no matter where I go. Can I never escape this fate? Just when I felt hopeless, a cold voice rang out.
Miss Jiang's virtue is none of your business. A woman dressed proper, making her own living, smiling at customers. Can't you accept that?
Huo Yi stood tall, hands behind him, frost in his eyes, commanding and powerful. The whole street fell silent. The man panicked under Huo Yi's gaze. He bluffed.
She came onto me first.
Huo Yi smirked coldly.
She came on to you? You think too highly of your looks.
The crowd went silent for a beat, then burst into laughter.
That ugly? No girl would ever look at him.
The man went mad with rage.
Who the hell are you, kid? My business runs from the capital to Jiangnan. I could bury you in money.
Someone in the crowd gasped.
That's the magistrate. He solved 3 cold cases days after taking office. He cleaned up the street thugs, too. He's our hero.
The man's face went pale. He dropped to his knees. He even tried to slip silver into his hands. Huo Yi pushed him away and pulled out a complaint.
3 months ago, you assaulted a woman in the capital She died. You fled here, but you're still at it. The victim's family sent this, all the way from the capital to me. What a coincidence. Today you tried the same trick again.
When people learned the truth, they threw rotten vegetables and stinky eggs at him. The man was a mess. The guards dragged him away. Huo Yi walked to me. He held my trembling hands firmly. Softly said,
Don't be scared. I'm here.
Yes, 4 words. But my racing heart calmed down before I could even thank him. I heard Huo Yi announce loudly,
Everyone, Miss Zhang and I grew up together. She's a fine woman. Betrayed by her husband, she never broke. She's pure and kind. A woman I truly admire. Please, stop spreading rumors about women, especially those who work for a living. Respect them.
After the applause, the crowd left. The street grew quiet, but my heart couldn't calm down for a long time. 4 years ago, after Huo left, every time I went out, I was mocked and laughed at. Some even treated me like a street rat, threw filth at me. Even beggars dared to mock me. Worse than a stray dog. A loose woman, an old maid no one wants, a toad dreaming of a swan. Those cruel words cut me deep, over and over. I became terrified just to step outside. Those hard years, I never told Huoju about it. Hiding under the covers, shaking, crying till dawn, missing my mother. Whoever comforted me. Not once, in his letters. Huoju never once asked if I was still being scorned. He just kept saying,
Wait for me a bit longer. I'll come back and marry you.
I waited and waited. He finally came back, but he had changed. Before, in a crowd, his eyes only saw me. Now they're clouded by a thin mist. Can't see the truth. Can't tell right from wrong, but whenever I needed him, he just ignored me. Only now do I realize what it feels like to be trusted, to have someone stand up for you. So warm that I can let my guard down, cry out all my pain, stop pretending I can hold up a falling sky. I didn't rush to reopen for the next 2 days. The shop was a total mess. Half the furniture was broken. Even the door was barely hanging on. I hired some craftsmen and fixed things up with them. Once his work was done, Huo Yi stayed by my side. When I climbed high, he'd reach out below. When I bent down, he'd grab the tools right away and hand them to me. When he saw me sweat, he wiped it off gently, then brought me tea to cool down. The old lady next door came to help, watching us work so well together. She couldn't help but laugh. She snuck over and whispered to me,
A fine young man like the magistrate here. If I were a few decades younger, I'd fight you for him, I would.
My face turned, red as a ripe apple. Even my ears were burning. I peeked up to see if Huo Yi heard that. Our eyes met right then. His gaze was intense, eyes locked. We both looked away like we'd been burned. My heart pounded in my chest, racing like crazy. The old lady smiled and started chatting.
When I was young, I was quite pretty. And very picky. I wanted to marry a man of status. To settle down for life. Back then, a poor scholar bought me my favorite sweet cakes and asked if I'd marry him. That same day, an official with many wives came to my home. He offered 20 taels to make me his 7th wife. Guess which one I picked?
I asked, curious.
Who'd you pick?
Don't keep us waiting, just tell us.
The old lady smiled, but the light in her eyes slowly faded.
I picked neither of them. I thought I should marry into royalty. Become a noble lady. So, I waited and waited. The poor scholar died in a plague. That official went on to take 4 more wives. He never thought of me again. I was too picky, you see. Ended up alone my whole life.
I froze. Trenny left shakily, but still warned me.
Girl, he has feelings, and you're not indifferent either.
We worked till late. Finally finished cleaning the shop. Huo Yi said goodbye to head back. I took a lantern to the back. A snake shot out from the grass. Out of nowhere, it bit my ankle. I screamed. The dark room memories flooded back to me. Huo Yi rushed in. He saw me lying still on the ground. His blood ran cold, heart pounding in his chest, learning I was snake-bit. He pulled off my shoes without thinking, put his mouth on the wound and sucked hard. Sweat dripped down, cold sweat soaked his clothes. He didn't notice. After sucking the venom, he carried me, unconscious, knocked on the clinic across. The doctor squinted at the wound. Soon brought anti-venom pills, but I was clenching my teeth tight. Wouldn't open my mouth. Huo Yi steeled himself, held the pill and kissed me, tongue gently pressed. Finally got the pill down my throat, then took one himself. Only then he noticed how panicked he'd been. Didn't even know when. He lost his shoes, but now shoes could wait. He just hoped I'd wake up. The doctor saw his panic and said,
Relax, young man. This remedy's been passed down.
Half an hour passed, my purple lips finally turned pink, and I woke up. I opened my eyes and saw Huo Yi, barefoot, hair a mess, eyes red and swollen, staring at me. On his lips was still my red lip rouge. Thinking how he just sucked out the poison, risking his life, my tears burst out. Grandma was right. Cherish, who's here now. I struggled to sit up and threw myself into his arms.
Huo Yi, are you crazy? Why would you do all this for me?
Huo Yi froze, then slowly held me close, patting my back.
You're worth it. For you, anything is worth it.
The doctor chuckled, then turned serious.
It's the dead of winter now. Where did that snake even come from? That's what you should worry about.
Huo Yi's heart sank.
I'll have it looked into.
I smiled bitterly and shook my head.
No need. I know who did this. Who else could it be but her?
I thought for a moment, then pointed toward my quarters. I took a lit candle and handed it to Huo Yi. Snow fell harder, blanketing the capital in white. The streets were empty, but 2 horses raced against the wind. On the way, Huo Ju learned one of the bosses behind New Day Hall was Ye Zhaoqi's uncle. No wonder that day, when they sent her to learn manners, she didn't complain at all, even had a cold smile on her lips. Huo Ju cracked his whip hard. Soon they reached New Day Hall. He asked to go in. The woman inside went pale, making excuses to stall. Huo Ju lost his last bit of patience. He kicked the door open hard. A stale, damp, moldy smell, mixed with the scent of blood, hit him in the face. When he saw what was inside, Huo Qing almost couldn't believe his eyes. This was no meditation room. It was a torture chamber for prisoners and spies in the army. Panic washed over him. His heart felt like something grabbed it tight.
What's that?
Li Hu cried out. Huo Ju looked over. His body swayed hard. That's my silk scarf. On Grandma's birthday, he saw me holding it. But now it's all wrinkled, thrown on the floor. The blood stains turned black. But when he reached down, with trembling hands to pick it up, he saw the walls and floor covered in bloody scratch marks. Scattered strands of hair, scraps of my clothes, were everywhere. The scratches on the floor, though the blood had dried, still showed signs of a brutal struggle. He grabbed Li Hu's sword and asked coldly, in a bone-chilling voice,
That day, what did you do to Jiang Yunmang?
The woman shook and sobbed, waving her hands.
General, it wasn't us. Master Qi did it.
She talked for half an hour. She was outside keeping watch that day. Every torture in that dark room, every scream, she witnessed it all. Huo Ju listened hard, saying calm, every word, she said. He understood each one, but together they made no sense.
What do you mean? Needles under Ameng's nails? What's hanging upside down in fire and ice? What's a snake bath?
Tears flooded his face in an instant. He screamed like a madman.
Ameng's terrified of snakes. Just seeing one makes her cry. How did she survive? Hundreds crawling, biting her? How did she make it?
A vessel burst in his eye. One eye turned blood red.
I don't know, sir. Miss Jiang didn't cry during it. Please, General.
Before she could beg for mercy, blood sprayed from her neck. Her body crumpled to the ground. Huo Ju wiped the warm blood from his face, his steps heavy and slow. He walked into the dark room and dropped to his knees before the wall. If only that day he hadn't done what Ye Zhaoqi said, blindfolded. If he'd heard my voice was wrong and removed the cloth. If he hadn't sent me to that damn virtue school. Would things have been different? Would I be his bride by now? Tears mixed with blood dripping down. He heard a voice roaring inside, screaming at himself. There's no if. There never was. He couldn't bear to hurt a hair on her, yet his trusted brother, tortured like a prisoner for 2 days. And he knew nothing. Right now, regret crashed over him like a flood. Li Hu stood outside the door, hearing something he'd never heard. A gut-wrenching cry. That sound would haunt him forever. After kneeling for so long, Huo Ju finally stood up. His eyes held nothing but cold, deadly intent.
Find someone and bring him back to the Huo estate.
Li Hu obeyed, then hesitated and asked.
General, where to?
Huo Ju stared blank. Huo Qing stared blank.
I haven't sparred with Xiao Qi in a while.
When he returned home, the snow had just stopped falling. In the courtyard, Yi Xiaoqi had the maids clear the snow. She was practicing her spear. She spun and leaped, her spear tip flashing through the snow. In red, her form was swift and strong. She saw Huo Ju leaning on the doorframe. She froze, her voice trembling slightly.
Brother, you're awake. Why didn't you ask me to go with you? Xiao Qi worries about your health.
Spar with me, like we used to.
Huo Ju grabbed another spear. He thrust at her before she could react. Yi Xiaoqi dodged quickly. Fear rose in her heart. After a dozen rounds, she realized his strikes. This wasn't sparring. He meant to kill her.
Ugh.
The spear pierced her old shoulder wound. Yi Xiaoqi's eyes went wide. She gripped the shaft tight. Hatred burned in Huoju's eyes. He pushed harder. The blade drove through her flesh. Yi Zhaoqi looked up at those eyes, filled with bloodlust. She suddenly recalled that winter. She drugged his wine to knock him out. Half conscious, he kissed her wound tenderly, but the name he called was Ameng.
Ameng, you're hurt? Does it hurt? I love you.
Yi Zhaoqi let out a bitter wail. Tears streamed down her face. Only when he wasn't lucid could she be his substitute. But awake, she wasn't even that to him. Yi Zhaoqi struggled to speak. The next moment, the spear ripped out of her. She was dragged along. Her blood trailed to the Huo shrine. The dark hall was filled with Huo family tablets and the seated Huo elders. A man, beaten to a bloody pulp, lay crumpled on the floor like a rag. He coughed up blood. Yi Zhaoqi's eyes went wide. She stared at Huoju in fear.
Grandma, I found the truth. Yi Zhaoqi sold Ameng's bracelet, a bribe to this man, to frame her. The maid saw it herself. Yi Zhaoqi too. She threw the bracelet to frame Ameng. Today, before our ancestors, I'll clear Ameng's name. Then I'll bring her back. Mother, please. Grandma, stop tormenting her.
The elders' faces changed.
She's your sister-in-law now. I vetted Xiaoqi too. You.
Huoju scoffed coldly. He threw a divorce letter on the ground.
It's all written in black and white. We never shared a bed. That cloth was forged by her. The maids can prove it. From today, Yi Zhaoqi has nothing to do with the Huo family.
Huoju grabbed her and dragged her out. Yi Zhaoqi's lips trembled. Her face turned pale from blood loss.
General, Xiaoqi won't dream of you anymore. From now on, I'll just be your servant.
Suddenly, she screamed out loud.
Where are you taking me? No, no.
That's the Huo war room, full of torture tools, 100 times worse than the Virtue Hall's dungeon. Huoju kicked her inside. His voice came from hell.
You won't get that chance.
Snakes and bugs crawled at her feet. Yi Zhaoqi curled up in fear.
You knew everything?
A blood-stained cloth drifted down slowly. It fell by her hand. She forgot to take it from the hall. My things. Yi Zhaoqi collapsed and shut her eyes tight. The war room door closed. Darkness fell. Her screams of agony lasted from noon till sunset, echoed through the Huo estate. At nightfall, Li Hu came to report. Yi Zhaoqi passed out. Huo Qing looked up.
She went through every torture?
One nail left.
Got it.
Huoju stood up, half his face hid in darkness, like a demon from hell. Yi Zhaoqi woke after being fed ginseng soup. She was drained, so weak, she couldn't even cry. Watching herself lifted onto the nail bed, thousands of rusty nails pierced her flesh. Huoju, just coldly, kept rolling her, while her body torn apart, like a leaking bag, blood soaked through Huoju's boots. Yi Zhaoqi gathered her last strength and looked into his cold, sharp eyes. His face showed grief, rage, and cruelty, but not a trace of pity. Shadows flickered in his gaze. Yi Zhaoqi saw clearly. It wasn't her. In those eyes, there was only Jiang Yunmeng.
Ah, Qing.
She forced her eyes open, but the light in them flickered like a candle in the wind. Then went out.
General, Xiaoqi's dead. Stop turning her.
Li Hu grabbed tight, watching stiff, moving hands.
Fine.
Huoju glanced at her corpse in disgust.
Cut off her hands. She touched Ameng.
They walked toward the door, leaving bloody footprints behind.
Ameng, I'm coming for you. Wait for me. I'll be there soon.
My men, said Ameng opened a shop. Business was booming. He rushed to the shop. But the clerk said, the owner died last night. The neighbors backed it up. Said they saw that night. A charred body dragged out. Huo felt bitter and amused.
Ameng, just to avoid me. You'd fake your own death.
He kicked open the door. Huo Yi stepped out and got grabbed by him.
You hit Ameng, right. Let her come home.
Huo sneered.
Don't think by faking. Being a county chief, you can steal Ameng. She is my wife. You'll never have her.
Huo Yi said nothing, led him inside. The ice room opened. A badly burned female corpse lay inside. Huo stumbled back. Soon he saw on her hand was Jiang Yunmeng's favorite jade ring. Neatly placed beside were all her hairpins.
In deep winter, snakes showed up in her yard. You know who did that?
Huo collapsed before the body. Tears fell like rain, but no sound came out. He'd imagined meeting again. Or crying, cursing, fine, even if she stabbed him. But he never thought she'd never cry or curse again. So full of life. Now, a silent corpse. He still had so much to tell her.
Yi Zhaoqi, who hurt you. I killed her for you. I'll spend my life making up for it. I'll set up my own house. A general's manor. You'd be the only lady. I'll sleep till noon if you want. Before noon, No one would wake you. Want roast pigeon at night. I'd get it fresh for you. Never call you greedy. How many kids do you want? None is fine too. Having you is enough.
Huoju knelt there, with one holding her cold hand. He talked to her all night long. The next morning, he walked out of the vault. He told Huo Yi he'd marry Jiang Yunmeng in death. In front of all, he really did it. A grand wedding. Jiang Yunmeng's body was placed in a huge ice coffin. He dressed her in fine silk, with the finest jewels around. No paper offerings for her. And only Huo family's treasures through the years. Piles of gems and jade, gold, silver, paintings filled the coffin. Amongst priests, Taoists prayed for her soul for 3 days. He ordered the whole city to pray and mourn for her. He knelt 3 days straight, no food or water. A faint smile never left his face. When they bowed, he was so devout, like marrying a goddess. Before the burial, he kissed her face, whispering softly. No one heard what he said. Everyone watched in fear at this man, barely human, this ghost of a general. A child cried out in fear. He didn't get mad. He touched the child's head gently and said softly,
Don't be like me. Blinded by a debt of gratitude.
Soil fell, and the grave was done. Just as all breathed in relief, Huoju raised his sword and swung it at his own throat.
By heaven's will, we'll be rebels again.
The sword fell. Huoju took the decree with shaking hands.
Hey mom, is this you? Your spirit? You can't let me die. So you sent this decree for me, right? I'll listen to you. I'll go now. Once the war ends, I'll come back to you.
Huoju hugged the cold gravestone, but he faced her name, Jiang Yunmeng, and bowed 3 times hard. Hoofbeats faded away, lost deep in the forest. At the path's end, I took off my veil. Tears fell in silence.
Why not tell him you're alive?
Huo Yi asked me softly. I walked back in silence. After a while, I said,
The best revenge isn't crying out in pain. Not an eye for an eye, not blood for blood. It's endless silence. You torture him forever.
4 years later, spring came. News of victory in the north spread. The palace rejoiced. They said Huoju would be honored again. I was at the shop teaching Cici to make pastries. Her chubby hands kneaded the dough. Flour all over her face, eyes bright with joy. Huo Yi came back from outside, carrying crispy roast pigeon and paper. He ruffled my hair with a smile.
Knew you'd want this.
I swatted his hand away, pouting, but couldn't help smiling. These 4 years, I'd grown used to this life. Waking to Cici's soft voice at dawn, running the shop by day, waiting for Huo Yi at dusk, the 3 of us, eating together, mending clothes by candlelight at night, watching him work on papers. No gossip, no schemes, no hurt, just steady warmth. Cici suddenly pointed outside and called out,
Mommy, look. That man is so strange. He only has 1 hand.
I followed her gaze. My heart clenched. Under the old tree on the corner, Huoju stood in faded armor. Much thinner than before, his empty left sleeve swayed in the wind. He just stood there, eyes fixed on the shop, on me and Cici. I pulled Cici behind me without thinking, my fingers trembling. He found us after all. Cici broke free from me. She rushed over like a butterfly.
Mister, why do you only have 1 hand?
Huoju knelt down, his voice rough and hoarse.
When I was fighting in the war, the bad guys cut it off.
Did it hurt a lot? Did you cry?
Cici gently blew on his empty sleeve.
Blow on it, and it won't hurt.
Watching this, my eyes welled up. I used to do the same. On his broken ribs, blowing again and again, thinking it would ease his pain.
Little one, what's your name? How old are you?
Huoju's gaze fell on the mole by Cici's eye. His eyes filled with emotions.
I'm Huo Semeng. They call me Cici. I'm 4.
Cici looked up with a bright, innocent smile. Huoju murmured her name. His breath caught, and his eyes turned red in an instant. He wanted to pat Cici's head, but raised his hand halfway, then pulled back.
Cici, Uncle came a long way to get here. Can you take me to get some food?
Cici giggled.
My mom makes great sweet cakes. I'll take you.
She pulled Huoju toward the shop, but I stepped back instinctively. Huo Yi held my hand and whispered softly,
Don't be scared. I'm here.
Cici led Huoju to the door, but turned to find him gone. She pouted and ran into my arms.
Mommy, that silly uncle got lost. He said he wanted my sweet cakes.
I tapped her little nose, hiding the storm in my heart.
How many times have I told you not to talk to strangers? Don't do that again.
As I turned, I spotted Huoju hiding upstairs across the way, looking so lonely. I knew he saw our family's happiness. Saw my peaceful life now. That's enough. For the next few days, Huo stayed at the inn across the street. I kept seeing him at my shop. He just watched quietly, from dawn to dusk, watched me teach Cici baking. watching Huo Yi bring me my favorite treats, watching our family, laughing and playing on the swing in the yard. I pretended not to see him and went on with my life. But sometimes I'd think of the past. How he dove for 3 days to find me pearls. How he took 50 lashes for me. How he held that blood-stained vow and crawled to my door. Those burning memories were worn away by pain. Now, just faded marks. That day, I took Cece to buy candied fruit on the street. We just reached the alley when a group of masked men came charging on horses. The leaders snatched her up, grabbed Cece while she was still laughing, and rode off.
Mama, save me.
Cece's screams pierced the air. My heart sank and I ran after them like mad, but I tripped on a rock. Just as I lost all hope, a hand yanked me onto a horse.
Bamang, don't cry. I'll get Cece back for you.
A familiar voice rang out. I turned and met Huoju's bloodshot eyes. His warhorse flew fast, wind howling past us. I could smell gunpowder on him. 4 years gone, he looked the same, just more worn around the eyes.
These are bandit remnants. Ai's been hunting them for 4 years, but Chief's brother got away.
He's the one who took Cece. I've seen his wanted poster.
I said while pulling sugar from my pocket, dropping it to mark our trail. Huoju said nothing, just whipped the horse, eyes sharp as blades. Finally, at a steep cliff, we caught up with the bandits. Huoju drew his sword in one swift move and struck at the back of the man holding Cece. Steel clashed with a sharp ring. He had one arm, but moved just as fast. But they outnumbered him and quickly surrounded him. When Huo Yi arrived with soldiers, I was running with Cece in my arms. The bandits saw things go wrong and fled back to their lair. I was covered in blood. It was Huoju's blood.
Daddy, Uncle got dragged away. They're gonna kill Uncle.
Cece sobbed so hard she couldn't breathe, clinging to my clothes. Huo Yi rushed to hold me, his voice full of worry.
Who's uncle? Yunmeng, where are you hurt?
It's Ajiu. He saved Cece, but the bandit chief took him. I'm not hurt. All this blood is his.
I fell into Huo Yi's arms and burst into tears. Huo Yi stared at the blood, brow tight.
Ajiu's such a fighter. How could bandits beat him?
Daddy, Uncle only has one arm.
Cece cried even harder.
Bad guys cut off his arm in a war. Daddy, save Uncle. He's a hero.
Huo Yi clenched his fists, eyes grave. He set up his troops and stormed the bandits' den. These thugs plagued him for 4 years. Today they took Cece and hurt Huoju. He won't let this slide. A whole day and night. Before the fighting died down, when Huo Yi found Huoju in the hay, he was barely alive. He lay in a pool of blood, eyes blank and empty. Seeing Huo Yi, his lips moved. I saw what he called.
Amen.
I rushed over, looking at his wounds, where my heart felt crushed. Squeezed tight, I couldn't breathe. Thick nails pierced his joints, skin torn from his thigh, his chest covered in burn marks. Only 2 fingers left, showing bare bone. Huo Yi said softly,
Go say your last goodbye. The medic said his heart gave out. He's lost all his blood. Cheer will kept him alive.
I knelt beside him, lost. Wanted to touch him but feared the pain. My hand froze midair. Huoju saw me force a weak smile. That smile hurt more than tears.
Ajiu, please don't die, okay?
My voice was barely there. Tears kept falling.
Just stay alive. We can be friends. We can be family. Cece will call you Uncle forever.
He moved his lips, trying to speak, but only a faint breath came out. I leaned in close, heard him say with his last breath,
I love you, Amen.
I watched his eyes slowly close. My tears fell on his face.
I loved you too, Ajiu.
1 month later, the imperial city, the emperor honored Huoju as Grand General with a state funeral. Huo Yi crushed the bandits. He returned as head of the manor. I was named a noble lady. The day I was honored, the sky was clear. Sunlight streamed through red pillars. A butterfly landed on me. Kapok flowers drifted down in the yard, falling on my hair and shoulders with a quiet scent. I stood there, gazing far away. My heart was at peace. All the love, hate, and old wounds faded away with the falling flowers. From now on, with Cece, I'll live well with Huo Yi. This is the best ending.